One for your homies.
Classy.
You're such a whore. Welcome to Regan's Rants and Raves. My name is Ellie. I'm your hostess with the mostest. And today we'll be breaking down, bitching about... I'm not going to be bitching. But bitching about...
Oh, I'm sure you'll find something to bitch about.
I will. 1990s It.
TV miniseries.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Technically not a movie.
If you have not seen it yet, I don't know why you're here. I don't... Also, how haven't you not? It's like $5. It's in the $5 bin at Walmart. Get your shit together. I don't know how else to tell you that. But we're definitely going to be talking about spoilers today. We are going to be talking about spoilers today from all ends. Just a warning, because I'm also in the middle of reading the book. I am not that far into it.
Yeah.
But I'll talk about what I at least know so far. But I'm not that far. But I'm getting there. It is
How
a very...
How far are you?
I can't even tell you the chapter right now.
Okay.
I have just been booking it. I still have about 20 hours left of the book.
Wow.
Out of the 44 something, I think it was 44. The 44 that it was.
So over halfway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of. I guess. Maybe. Rough estimate. Okay. I'm not to the orgy yet. Nowhere near the orgy yet. So, a little bit of background. I really, really wanted to do this series. I've been so excited to do this series since this whole thing started.
Yeah.
Because, the second it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
The end's coming out this year.
Unless they decide to tack on a third edition.
I really hope not.
Set 30 years in the future.
I don't want them to ruin it.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. But today we're going to be talking about the first adaptation, not the book, but
the 1990 TV miniseries.
Yay!
Of 2 episodes.
With our god, Tim Curry. Tim fucking Curry.
We're not worthy.
No, really, we're not worthy. I'm
worthy.
Oh, he's so beautiful. So, I'm assuming that we don't really have to talk about, what the movie's about. Because
okay, well,
who doesn't know?
For the... What's our audience right now? Like maybe 90 people?
Yeah.
For the 15 of you that have never, watched, read, heard about Stephen King's It.
How?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of rock have you decided to shit yourself underneath?
Anyway, there's this gang of, friendly rascals. Yeah.
The original Stranger Things gang.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, riding bikes and solving mysteries.
The entire bike montages that are in this fucking movie that I just cannot handle.
Anyway, in the small town of Derry, Maine, there are some strange goings-ons, which is a phrase.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited to sit here and listen to you try to get this bio out.
Without, reading it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a strange apparition of a clown and other monsters appears to this, gang of friendly rascals on bikes.
Always have to add the on bikes.
Yeah. They're always on bikes in every scene. They're on a bike.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Even in the remake, in the synagogue, he's on a bike.
But, they're not as, sexually into their bikes as they are in this movie.
No, they're not. But anyway, so this gang of friendly rascals on bikes has to figure out what this thing is and how to defeat it before it, eats them.
Because, okay, so it's every 27 years this thing, it comes back.
Yeah.
And takes kids down to its sewer and eats it.
Yeah.
Eats them. So, but with this one, they changed that because they filmed it, it came out in 1990.
Yeah.
So they did They did 30 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. Which I don't know why. You could have just faked the year. Like, you didn't have to,
There's not a huge difference in culture from 87 to 90.
No, like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have necessarily given a shit. But they decided to take that liberty, which I guess was their own...
Yeah.
Which was their own piece of this thing. So, what did you... Okay, so I also, a little bit of backstory. We just finished watching the other.
Yeah, we just did that recap, watching the miniseries, 2 episodes. But it's like, what, 3 hours total, I think?
Yeah, 3 hours total.
Yeah,
so it was a great time. I love that movie.
I had a good time with it. I don't love it. I love making fun of it.
It is...
So...
Okay, so it's the same thing with Rocky Horror. I love this. I love that movie.
Yeah.
But can I make fun of it until it hurts? Yes, I can. With this movie, I can also do the same.
Yeah.
The bikes are the first thing I make fun of. The difference between but the stutter between the two different Bills of how they both stutter.
Yeah.
Oh, adult Bill really hamming that stutter.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable to watch. Anybody with a stutter should be at least a little bit offended. It's almost offensive to see it. Because like Kid Bill doesn't really have that bad of a stutter.
It's a lot more subtle. Yeah.
Because so what I've read of the book, Bill gets very, very frustrated every time this happens. And after Georgie's death, it tends to it got so much worse.
Yeah.
To the point where, like...
It's psychosymptomatic.
Teachers wouldn't call on him in class. They didn't want, that, like, minute-long explanation, trying to get all the words out, and his face would, like, get all scrunched, because he's trying to... He knows what he wants to say, but it's not actually being able to come out.
Yeah.
A lot of kids have that kind of stutter. A lot of it has to do with anxiety issues, too.
Yeah.
Or also, it's a lot of fear of what's about to come out of your mouth, too. From what I've noticed. Because I had a stutter whenever I was kind of... I still stutter sometimes whenever I'm trying to panic words out of my mouth. But I think that happens to anybody every once in a while.
Yeah.
But not... It's adult Bill in this movie that I have an issue with. Trying to stutter. It always looks like he's about to shit himself.
Yeah.
But not like the... Okay, so, yes, he's struggling, because you can see he's visually struggling, but this is like a... This is different kind.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah.
Did you notice that, too? How it was almost uncomfortable to watch him, like...
Yeah, but I
like, choke on the words, almost vomit.
I thought it almost worked, because the whole thing was that, once they got their memory back of, like, Derry, like, they kind of revert almost in some ways to their
They do, but wouldn't he have
childlike
stuttered
selves.
the same way as he did when he was a kid?
But then again, it also comes with that anxiety. That stutter comes out at, like, huge points of anxiety for him.
Yeah.
So it
when
is
he was
more
thinking
extreme.
out Georgie and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I think it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Because it was so extreme because it came at such extreme emotional moments for him.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Probably am wrong.
Maybe you are.
It.
It's fine. But yeah, I could not. It was a really hard time to watch him do that.
Yeah.
And watch Bill do that. It was a lot.
Billy.
So, the first scene... Not the first scene in... So, like, the first scene of the book starts with the Georgie thing.
Yeah.
So, this first scene in this movie was the...
It started in the modern day.
Yeah, it did. It started with Mike.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Mike. Mm-hmm. It's gonna take me a second. He finds the picture... Well, he's at the crime scene of the little girl on the tricycle, which, if anybody's seen that movie...
And the mysterious laughing laundry.
Ooh. So one of my favorite images of it, Tim Curry being it, is whenever the laundry first blows open, you see a normal facing it, like he's normal, and then you see him again, and his entire face just, like, curls.
Yeah.
Almost. I always read that in a book, like, his face is curled. Do you ever read that? But I don't know that.
Haven't read the book.
I read in other books, like his face curls back or something. That's what I picture.
I always think of the Grinch, like the animated Grinch.
Oh,
not the new animated Grinch.
I know what you're talking about.
Animated Grinch.
I know what you're talking about. The face turning up.
Yeah.
But that's what, like, his mouth like curls down.
Yeah.
And it is just a face that oh my god. You know what I'm talking about with whenever that blows open again, and that's when you really get that first feeling of it.
Yeah.
And then that was actually the first scene.
Yeah, that was the first scene. Yeah. And then Mike shows up.
And then Mike shows up. Yeah. And then this police officer comes up and kind of tells him, like, the 401.
Yeah.
What's the sitch?
Hey, y'all are not a cop. Stop doing the investigating, see?
Get out of here. You're
just a librarian.
Get out of here, stupid bitch.
And then he finds a picture of Georgie on the ground and decides to call the gang. Get the band back together.
I say the original Scooby Gang, but it's not. Scooby-Doo was around way before that.
Yeah.
But in the book, the first scene is kind of bounces back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
First big scene is the Georgie scene. So, what did you think of this Georgie scene compared to the other one?
You can't really compare the scenes without comparing the performances of Skarsgård and Curry. And neither one of those actors does a bad job by any means.
No. Like I said, when I'm reading the book, I'm immediately thinking and picturing Tim Curry doing it. Yeah. I am not picturing Skarsgård doing it.
Yeah, and I understand that. But...
That's just the way whenever they're explaining it in the book, that is kind of who, in my brain...
Yeah.
That's...
Like they really went to a very far extreme with Skarsgård's character.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It was very, very dark.
The important thing is that it sets it apart from Curry's performance.
It does. Like you can't. It's really hard to compare the two just because they're so fucking different.
It's a really good apple and a really good orange.
Yeah.
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 And personally, I prefer the orange in Skarsgård.
Yeah.
But the thing that I really loved about Curry's performance was just how, like, you can see him just fucking milking that line of "we all float." Like, he's just so into it and drawing that out so much. But, like, I don't know, like, Curry's Pennywise just kind of, like, again, it's not a bad performance. I love the performance. But I kind of just see it as sort of like the drunk circus clown.
Which is also terrifying.
It's terrifying, yeah. You ever get chased by a drunk circus clown, you're going to be traumatized. But compared to Skarsgård's just complete otherworldliness.
Yeah.
Like, I think Skarsgård, realized that Pennywise was an eldritch horror and really leaned into that.
Yeah.
And there was so much about Skarsgård's physical performance that Curry just could not do. Like, the eye thing with Skarsgård, that's Skarsgård just doing his own eye thing. Like, he does that himself.
Yes.
His lip thing, that's completely Skarsgård. It's not makeup. It's not a string tied to his face.
The drooling is all,
all Skarsgård. Yeah. And it makes him seem like something that just shouldn't really exist, but does in spite of everything.
Now, with the Georgie scenes.
Yeah.
Let's get back to that part.
Yeah. Again, I do prefer the remake.
Would you even? I don't even know if I want to call it a remake because they're very different.
The readaptation
of the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bet. I think that's a better term than remake. But I'm probably gonna call it remake.
It's less of a mouthful. Yeah, but like the way that a 1990 miniseries only has so much budget.
It's a lot more horrific.
Yeah, it's far more horrific.
In the
like and because of like it's probably due to lack of budget with the 1990 version, but it's very, very sunny out while it's raining, and it's not like that doesn't happen, but it doesn't really set up what's about to happen.
Granted, the difference between these two movies is that one's made for TV.
Yeah.
So obvious budget's way different. And then we gotta take that into consideration.
There's also a lot more like censorship stuff going on.
There is.
You can say the hard R N word, but
which is very weird.
Yeah.
That you can say that, but you can't rip a kid's arm off.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
That's the other thing, is that we actually ripped a kid's arm off in the movie, and we just kind of cut away to the funeral in the 90 miniseries.
The one thing, because I don't want to keep comparing them two, because I really do want to just kind of sit here and talk about the original. But the one thing that I do like about the original was that there was no... So the remake did we don't know if Georgie's alive or dead thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why they needed to add that in there, which is fine. It was fine up until I read the book.
Yeah.
Until I read that part of the book, and I'm like, oh, they carried... Okay, so in the book, they carried George's butt, like, a neighbor
armless
carried...
body. Yeah.
Back to their house, which is like, hey, I found this. It's not like that.
Your kid got out again.
But no, and then they knew what happened, Georgie.
Yeah.
I don't know why they felt the need to do that in the remake. I don't know what it added necessarily, except for the sense of we have to figure out if he's down there.
Yeah. Because
I need to see what he looks like. Because I guess a smarter kid would be like, no, fuck that. We're staying the hell out of that. But Bill...
Well,
I don't know.
I'm going to give you my opinion on that in next week's episode.
Yes. So we actually talk about the other.
Yeah. But just the Georgie scene, the setup wasn't there. Mm-hmm. The payoff wasn't there. There just was a lot due to budget and censorship restrictions that really held that scene back in the 90s miniseries, which isn't to say it's still not an iconic scene, but I think it's just because of Curry. Like, Curry makes that scene.
He does.
Yeah.
How he talks to George.
Yeah.
Just Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How he yells, "You'll float too."
And like,
man.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was, again... I'm going to keep saying this, when I was reading it in the book, immediately was picturing that scene in my head exactly the way that was, because it was just Tim Curry.
Right.
Because when I'm reading the book, that's the clown I'm picturing.
Yeah.
So I've got myself into this weird little hole now that I now know more, and I'm just angry.
And therefore you're more powerful.
No, because I really, really liked the 2007 one, and I'm like, 2017 one, and I'm like, Now I'm just kind of like, there's so much. There's so much more now. And I just don't understand.
Like a child orgy.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anyways. We're not talking about that.
Well, I mean, we kind of do have to talk about it, because I feel like they find a clever work around that in the 90s miniseries.
Okay.
So, I haven't read the book, but the child orgy is infamous.
I sent you the Audible link. You could be doing
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to 45 hours of, it.
So, yeah, literally while I'm, doing stuff around the house, I'll have that in my, listening to it. So that's why it's taking me so long, because I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm not sitting there reading it, just because I'm very, very fucking busy.
Yeah. But, anyway, that scene in the book is infamous. It's infamously, descriptive, I believe.
Yeah.
And
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of discussion about the absence of that scene in the 2017 movie. And, it should have been absent. Don't make child actors do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But...
that's a different line.
Yeah. But the way that they kind of worked around that in the 90s miniseries was that they still kept the relationship, that polyamorous relationship between all of them with Beverly. If you could call it that.
Kind of.
It's a casual kind of
how
polyamory.
they see her. So whenever they all see her in the in the Chinese restaurant.
The present day of 1990.
Yes. In the Chinese restaurant, how they all see her, and how they all swoon a little bit whenever she walks in.
Yeah.
It was all kinds of
and 3 of them kiss her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's there, and
it's
even
hey.
And even as kids, when they're returning from the movie theater, Bev says she's
she kisses
someone.
She kisses Eddie on the cheek, and she flirts with Richie a little bit.
But she said that she was on a date with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are really creative
their relationship
workarounds there.
all kinds of something.
Yeah, without just saying that all these kids fucked in a sewer.
They just cut to Tim Curry as Tim Curry. By the way, they fucked, and then just go back to the movie.
Like right before rolling to credits.
Hey, so I know we didn't add it, but yes, they did have sex. In case you wanted that tea, and then just leave.
But yeah, no. So that relationship is still there. That connection.
Yeah. Which is super gross.
Yeah. This was written during the cocaine era of King, correct?
God. Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Damn. Now, I'm really glad both of them decided, actually, I mean, we still have Chapter 2 coming out. We have no idea.
I don't think they're going to do it.
They might talk about it. They might allude to it. Which is fine.
That's fine. You can allude to it.
But I really do not want to see...
No.
I don't want to see that.
No.
There are lines and limitations when it comes to horror, like when it comes to any movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was another...
Like, I'll watch a kid get killed, but like, don't make me
watch them have sex with each other. That just sounds like a lot.
Yeah. And like, I've watched horror movies that deal with like sexuality in kids before, like Let the Right One In, or
Orphan, kinda.
Like originally, yes, but then they were like, "Hey, make her 30 years old." Actually,
because gross.
Yeah. And another one that like really disturbed me was The Girl Next Door, which I'd like to cover in a later episode.
At a different time.
Yeah. No, but that's like it's there, but it's not there. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that I don't mean to keep bringing up both of them, but I'm really glad they both separated everything into two parts, because this book is so big.
Like in the book, it goes
like, this is a hefty. Like, if I hit you with the book, I'm pretty sure I could kill you with it.
Well, like in the 90s miniseries, they go back and forth throughout the whole thing until you get to part 2.
Yes.
Part 2 is like exclusively present
Which
day.
is kind of what they did with the miniseries too. They bounce back and forth a lot. Now the second half is very much, pretty much just the adults.
Yeah.
They bounce a little bit.
With adults riding on bikes.
Adults riding on bikes.
Bicycle.
Jesus fucking Christ. We'll talk about that in a second. God damn it, Alex.
Guys, we gotta stretch this runtime out. Just go at it.
We don't have a lot of footage. Stall! Okay?
We've got all this money for an extra day of shooting. What do you want to do?
Bicycle stuff. Yeah! And that's when we discovered Bill was actually sexually attracted to his bike. You're really welcome.
Thank you.
Good. So, in the original, not even really original, I hate saying that.
In the 1990 miniseries.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was, to me, a comedy as well.
Unintentionally, I think.
I don't know. But the thing is that he's behaving like a clown. And so he does make me laugh a lot.
But I mean, that's inherent in the performance, I think. Like, even Skarsgård was funny. He was disturbing, but he was funny.
Tim Curry was very Joker-esque sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Whenever we were
Fun
rewatching
fact,
it.
for the animated series, they originally wanted Tim Curry for the Joker, didn't they?
Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they heard Mark Hamill. And
I'm a sweet transvestite. They can't handle all this money. They can't handle all this meat. They can't handle Tim Curry. I'm in love with Tim Curry.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know if you knew that.
I know. I'm aware of that. Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but so it was definitely a comedy, and like you said, I was laughing at a lot of it.
Yeah.
The bike scene.
God.
The library scene.
We gotta talk about the library scene.
Okay, talk about it.
Okay, so the library scene, again, it's made by Tim Curry, but there are some other things in there that kind of really make it so memorable. So Tim Curry, okay, so first, my introduction to the 90 miniseries, I watched some of it as a kid because my family was watching it, and yeah.
I don't remember the first time I saw this movie.
But
I just remember always knowing what it was.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Especially when you get start doing Rocky or get into Rocky, and then you get into Tim Curry, and
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but anyway, so I was sort of reintroduced to it a few years ago through the Nostalgia Critic, who did a video on it. And from that point on, like, I couldn't think about it or Pennywise or Tim Curry without thinking of wah wah wah.
God damn it! And Charlie's awake now.
Yeah. Sorry, Charlie. So yeah, just Tim Curry going like full goddamn ham in that scene. Straddling the balcony and like just yelling at the fucking, I don't remember the character's name. And
Richie.
Yeah.
Beep beep Richie.
Was it Richie? Yeah.
That is also another thing I'll compare to the other ones. I really wish they would have set up Beep Beep Richie a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like they did. Okay, so in the original, in the TV series, in the TV miniseries, they definitely explained the Beep Beep Richie thing, but then Bill Skarsgård in the new one just kind of says it.
Yeah.
Without actually, you don't actually understand why they say it. They say that to Richie to get him to stop fucking talking.
Yeah.
Because he's, he goes on and on and on and on and on. And so they say beep beep Richie to get him like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And so Pennywise starts to do that to him. And so it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's something I really wish they would have done in the new one.
Yeah.
And have set up, because Skarsgård says it one time, beep beep Richie.
Yeah.
And then it's done. Which is fine, like a little throwback if they couldn't figure out how to add it in there as a thing. But if the miniseries was able to add it, honey.
They probably shot plenty of it, but the cutting room floor.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I understand. And it was a nice little nod still.
Yeah.
But I really wish that would have gotten added in there, because that's what that scene I always think of is a beep beep Richie.
Yeah, just yelling at him.
Yeah.
And then Richie's trying to yell over him because nobody else is hearing Pennywise or taking notice. Except, so the horror of the scene is balloons.
It's the balloon thing.
Yes, the balloons. So scary. Balloons start falling from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And kind of popping and exploding around everybody else in the library,
pop.
splattering them with blood that the balloons are filled with. And
everybody's trying not to react.
Yeah, the actors,
to the balloons popping into their faces.
Bless all these 90s miniseries actors' hearts. They tried so hard, but you just...
It's so hard to not react.
Yeah.
To something in your face being this close. You can't. It's really hard.
And then splattering you with blood, of course.
And that going into your face, too.
Yeah.
That's like going in your face.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of wondering why they went with that route instead of,
Anything else?
Like, not cutting out a few frames right there with the actors reacting. I don't know. But it's just something that...
It's something that you noticed.
Yeah, definitely takes you out of it. The horror of balloons and actors who can't move past their basic human instinct to react to things that are popping in front of them.
The one thing that I really wish that the miniseries would have done is set up Stan a little bit more, so that way you feel actual sadness whenever whenever they hear, he's killed himself because of the fear of coming back to Derry. Because he kills himself off
in the first half. But
he does.
But he's still there in the kid story.
He is, but
they don't really pay too much
attention.
They don't
use him a lot.
Yeah.
And they do, and I gotta keep fucking doing it, but they do in the 2017 one.
They do. I hate you guys. You're not my friends.
They use him enough for us, because we know that moment's coming. Even in the trailer, I'm pretty sure that's Stanley's hand in, hanging over the bathtub.
Yeah.
I think that's a bunch of people have said that.
Yeah.
It's not just me. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think we'll feel a little bit more something for that Stan than we do in the miniseries. And I know that again, this book is huge.
Yeah.
But that's a big character death.
It's like a Bible and a half.
It is.
Yeah.
It's huge. The thing is bigger than the Bible. Which is fine. Nope, it's gone. Great.
It's not my fault.
I know. It is your fault.
Okay.
Again, this book is really fucking big. There's a lot of things to cover, but if you're gonna kill off like a big ass character, like Stan was a big ass character, at least set it up a little bit better.
Yeah.
I have a lot of notes for this movie. But this movie didn't age well.
Yeah.
So that also plays a factor into it. I do love this movie, because of course I do. It's fucking Tim Curry. It's Tim Curry
And again,
playing
Tim Curry makes it. Like, Tim
He
Curry is
does.
the only reason why it's so memorable.
It's one of John Ritter's roles.
Yeah.
Which I know that I had to explain to you who the fuck that was.
Yes.
Yes, which I'm mad about. I hope other
Forgive
people
me.
know. Three's Company, like, he was in he was in Bride of Chucky. We literally just watched that movie.
Hi.
He was in Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Anyways.
Where do I begin?
So John
honestly?
Ritter, Seth Green. I don't know if that's his first role, but I do know that's one of his
It had to be
first
his like,
roles.
breakout role, at least.
Was it? I don't even know if it's a breakout role.
Yeah.
Because you don't know that movie for Seth Green.
Yeah.
It takes
True.
a while to point out and be like, hey, by the way, Seth Green's in this movie. Nobody's like,
What? No way.
no fucking, yeah.
Ironically, the tallest kid.
Yes. Exactly. Who else is in this movie that stands out? You were fucking infatuated with Audra.
Yeah, I can't remember the actress's name, but she played Juliet in the 1968 Romeo and Juliet movie.
She did.
And she was also in one of my favorite horror movies, Black Christmas. So when I see her on screen, I'm like, oh my god, it's her. She's too good for this. Why is she here?
Because she was in Black Christmas.
Yeah, but Black Christmas is a masterpiece, and this is the 1990 miniseries for it.
Oh, sweet boy. You were in the... Just shut up. Yeah, so there's that one.
Yeah.
Who else has done big shit from this movie? Except for Tim Curry. I think that's kind of it.
Oh, and Mike was in...
Oh, he
Yeah,
was in
as you
Sister
pointed out.
Sister.
Yeah.
He's actually been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That's not his only thing, but I always recognized him from Sister Sister.
Yeah.
I've seen Richie in stuff.
Yeah.
I have seen that actor do things. I've seen that actor before. Bill, I've never seen anything else other than that one.
Yeah.
Maybe he's been in other stuff and I've just never noticed. But, and then Beverly, don't think I've seen her in anything else.
Whose hair is, we should note, not Winterfire.
Not Winterfire.
Not January Embers.
No. None of these things in this movie. So there's that.
Yeah.
Which is great. Who else? And then Georgie, obviously.
Hi.
he hit the tripod and then got scared and then...
I'm just gonna hope that we're still in frame.
I think
we are.
I think we're fine.
good.
That or we should just kill ourselves now. You good, bud? Good job.
You should just sit. How about you just sit?
Why don't you just sit, buddy?
Yeah. Here you go.
I know, buddy.
Think I should static that out in the final?
No.
No.
You
Let's
should keep
it.
him in there.
Yeah. Aw,
Good
kisses.
job, B. You stupid bitch. Anyways, so Tim Curry.
He makes it.
Oh, God, is he beautiful.
I firmly believe he is the only reason this miniseries is memorable at all. And he's not even in that much of it.
He
Yeah.
isn't, though.
Yeah.
But no, he's not. He's
Yeah.
not really in that much of it.
He's very
but
little-
his
yeah.
moments
He
really,
makes him count.
really make it.
Definitely, he chews that goddamn scenery.
Oh my God.
Like a fine steak.
And the costuming is pretty close to what the book was, and the hair is pretty close to what the book was.
Because the book describes Pennywise as just like a friendly childhood clown, right?
He's a Ronald McDonald type.
Yeah. Like somebody that a kid would like actually maybe approach if you weren't inherently afraid of clowns as you should
But
be.
you could definitely tell when he starts to switch
Yeah.
into, like, you definitely can tell, even in the book it'll explain, like, change.
Yeah.
So, that's where Skarsgård's would have come in.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely fucking horrifying
Love Skarsgård.
to look at.
Love me that Skarsgård.
He's a Skarsgård. He's a definite fucking Skarsgård, all right. You want to
Yeah.
talk about... You're welcome. You're so welcome.
I don't understand why that's your like innuendo.
Well, that's that noise.
Yeah.
Because I decided it's going to
Okay.
be that
All
noise.
right. Yeah.
So, what is your by far standout scene?
The library scene.
The library scene?
Yeah. Like
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Like,
mean, I think it's everybody's standout scene.
but like it should be the Georgie scene.
But it's not in this one.
It's not, yeah, because it's just it's not done that well. I don't think. Like again, the setup
Again,
isn't
this
there.
was
The
made for
payoff isn't
fucking
there.
TV.
Yeah,
So they didn't get a lot of.
yeah.
They really had to cheat themselves on a
Yeah.
bunch of shit because again, it was made for TV.
But like
But you're allowed to drop the N word twice,
Yeah,
which was very startling to both. I had never.
Yeah, like I knew that they were going to keep the racial undertones in relation to Mike's character. But
because you kind of a lot of that has to do with a lot of his character.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'll talk about the 2017 movie next week. But yeah, no. So like I knew it was going to be there, but I didn't think they were going to hard R that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
For a 1990 TV miniseries.
So
that couldn't show a kid dying.
I have a question for. Okay. So obviously we see. Oh, Henry.
Yeah.
It's Henry, right? My mind is
the psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely blanking on that name.
Pretty sure it's Henry
Bowers.
Yeah.
Henry Bowers.
Henry Bowers.
Okay. So in this movie, you saw how what they did with his character.
Yeah.
Now with how they ended it into 2017.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do? Because I think they're going to fake. They're going to be like, oh, well, he survived that fall.
Honestly, I'd like it if they just let him die. Like I think
he plays a big part.
Does he though? Like
not in the miniseries, no.
No. So I mean,
Depends on which way they're going to take it.
I think it's the general consensus that in the book and in the miniseries, the adult half is the really uninteresting half. Like we're all about that kid half.
So
Sam's
I haven't
orgy.
I haven't gotten to. I'm still in like the kid.
Yeah.
Majority of the kid parts.
Right. But that's just the general consensus that I hear is that people think that the kid half of the story is far more interesting. So I think it would be. And they took a lot of liberties with the kid half anyway with the 2017 film.
They did. They did. I mean, they also adapted it to the time period too. It was the fucking 80s.
Yeah, as it should be. But
it just kind of fit to whenever it came out in 2017. It'd be like it would be the right time.
Exactly. Yeah, the 30-year gap. Yeah, or 27-year gap.
27-year gap. Yeah.
As opposed to Jeepers Creepers. But
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So I think it would be best if they continued taking those liberties.
Yeah.
With the adult half, and maybe Henry just isn't there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'd also maybe like somebody had a theory online saying that it is keeping him down
in the well,
alive,
in the sewers.
Like he's down there and like waiting for them. So he'll be a big bad they have to like tackle while they're down there.
Yeah, like a mini boss.
Kind of. Yeah, that was a theory that I saw online. I'm like, that'd be interesting, but I don't see it happening. Yeah. But that'd be interesting. Like, because they're supposed to fight like the spider. They're supposed to.
Oh, it better not be a spider.
Oh hell yeah!
It better not be.
Oh hell yeah!
Because that's a complaint I hear a lot with the miniseries too. Was that like you took this. So like the true form of it is supposed to be like the Deadlights. Like that's how it's described in the book. I hear. Like, I haven't read it, and instead of like trying to be like really creative with that, they go with a giant spider. In the '90s miniseries. Yeah.
Again, I haven't finished it. I don't know what the end is. I don't know what the end is.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea. Except the only little bit of anything that I know is from the miniseries. I've tried not to look up that much about the book. Yeah. Until I finish. I'm trying not to. I don't want to know yet. So I have no idea.
Late spoiler alert.
Great.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So like I know in the 2017 movie there was like sort of a blink and a miss kind of nod to the giant spider. When they're fighting it in the final battle, it like changes its arms to.
So there is also a bunch of stuff about turtles.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff about turtles.
Yeah. The lore is very, very Lovecraftian. So like Pennywise, it is like the mortal enemy of another cosmic entity. Pennywise is a cosmic entity, by the way. That exists outside of our universe.
God, how many drugs did this fucking man do?
there's a lot of inspiration from Lovecraft here.
It's a lot of drugs involved in this story.
Yeah, so like the turtle is like the physical manifestation of this mortal entity of it, mortal enemy of it.
Yes. The turtle helps them.
Yeah.
Along the way.
Like there's the ritual of Ood, I think it's called. It's some stupid name.
Yeah.
That like in the books is supposed to be like a Native American ritual, but
it is.
I think it's completely made up for the story.
I think it is completely made up because isn't it? We just listened to like we just listened to that. Isn't it like But oh fuck! It's all gone.
But like
it's all gone out of my head.
It all ties into another like thing that keeps popping up in King stories, which is commonly referred to as The Shining.
Yeah.
These psychic abilities that these kids share, it makes them stronger when they're together against it, and it's kind of like fueled by this turtle thing, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's it's really weird. It's not just kids fighting a monster clown. There's some deeper layers far beneath that.
But in the miniseries, I don't get any of that.
Yeah.
You got none of it.
No. There wasn't a single reference to the turtle.
No. I mean, granted, in the 2017 one, there wasn't.
There were some slight nods.
There were okay. So in Georgie's room, he picks up a turtle thing, but that doesn't really like.
Yeah.
It was just a nod. That was kind of it, and that was the only one I really remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's the only turtle that I remember.
It's more than the miniseries had. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to fact check me on that, but I do not remember there being any kind of like turtle reference. I don't remember a turtle reference.
I didn't notice any. I think I would have.
They could have just dropped that off
in favor of bikes.
Huh?
In favor of bikes.
Maybe. Instead of doing the turtle things, let's give you a 2-minute. Let's give you a 2-minute scene with bikes. Fuck it.
God,
why not?
Bikes.
The bikes, man. I also can't stop looking at Bill's mole. Like, that was a lot. It's always a lot to stare at his face.
Do you think that's why they had him...
And also the mullet that he has.
Ponytail, yeah.
Maybe, to distract you.
Yeah.
No idea. But it also looked like extensions.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder...
Probably, definitely.
Maybe adult Bill... Maybe I need to read that book Did he have a ponytail? That I just never noticed in the book when I read it?
I can't tell
you. When I'm reading it? Fuck. That's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot for me to have to panic over. Anyways, really glad we had that moment together.
Yeah.
Great. I really wish they would have added more with the parents, too.
Yeah.
You don't really get... like the Beverly... Okay, so you get some of the abuse stuff.
Yeah.
You get some of it, but you don't get all of it.
I think the setup is really great.
Beverly's
in the beginning.
Life as an adult and as a child is completely fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Like,
it's characterized by abuse. Spousal abuse, parental abuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And it's awful. And in the... that one part of the book, whenever she's leaving, she's telling her husband... Because, by the way, that they're married...
Oh.
They don't say that in the fucking... Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, I have to go. I have to do this thing. We all have to do this thing. We made a fucking promise.
Yeah.
And he's like...
There was an orgy and everything.
He's a little bit drunk and he like... Oh my god, it's like a full-blown brawl. Yeah. And which... Okay, so in the miniseries, she
fights back.
She picks up it... Yeah, she's never done that before. That was the whole thing. And that was what didn't make that moment monumental. She said, fuck it, in the book. And just started, like, chucking shit. Everything that she could at him. And she left out of the house without her shoes in the book.
Yeah.
Just to get the fuck away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in the miniseries, she knocked him out with, like, a tub of lotion.
Yeah.
It was this really...
It was a glass tub of lotion. Like, it could have been something.
I don't know. I think it was just this blue plastic, like, small tub of lotion.
I have no idea.
Must have, like, just...
But they were also drinking. So, like, you never know.
I guess. I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. Like, you couldn't throw, like, a lamp at him. It had to be this small little thing.
I know that they didn't have a lot of room for setup.
Yeah.
But I wish they would have set that up a little bit more so you kind of got what Beverly's life is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because her leaving was pretty monumental, at least in her life.
Yeah.
And it was like that for a lot of them too, except for like maybe not Bill, because they didn't.
Well, Bill had parents who didn't care.
No, I'm talking about whenever he left to go back to Derry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So in the miniseries, Audra likes him and stuff. So like there was no like turmoil really, in my opinion. There.
Yeah.
And then Eddie leaving his mother. That was like a full thing.
Yeah.
In the book, that's not.
They're gazebos.
Fuck.
That's for next week.
In the book, it's so he's married in the book, which I don't know why they didn't do that for the miniseries at all. I still have that question. So I've also read up on that, other people's theories on that, was just to make it easier to explain.
Yeah.
Because in the book, it's he married his mother, basically.
Yeah.
Because they're so much alike.
Yeah.
Also, she's supposed to be like morbidly obese, and that is a thin ass bitch.
Yeah, in the miniseries, definitely.
It's a thin ass bitch.
Yeah. There's a lot going on with that character. What's the boy's name?
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah, like he's a victim of like Munchausen by proxy. Definitely. Like his mom is like, tell him that he's sick, and again the doctors tell him that he's sick. The doctors are prescribing just placebos.
Like they're literally prescribing him what did they say was in his inhaler? It was like water and like
something else to give it a taste of medicine. Yeah.
Just to get his mother to fuck off.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So like,
how is that legal? Is it?
It's really not. Like Munchausen by proxy is child abuse.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I absolutely.
Like, and like if the case is bad enough, it will definitely get reported to CPS.
But that's what I don't understand of why would you give a kid fake stuff just to. That's also
the 60s were a rough time.
But from what they've said in the book, in the miniseries, in the TV, like everything.
Yeah.
Derry is such a fucked up place.
Yeah.
And it's very corrupt.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not necessarily because of the people, it's because of it and how it influences the people.
Yeah, because the adults just kind of turn away.
Yeah.
And that was something I really liked that they brought to their attention in the miniseries.
Yeah.
Was the adults just pretend like it's fine.
Yeah.
Then like they look away. Like so Beverly was getting abused outside of her house.
Yeah.
As a part of the miniseries.
She was being assaulted by
She was being assaulted, like sexually assaulted, I'm pretty sure.
Borderline, almost. If
from
not,
whatever TV could let you see.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And this old man was like literally watching and like pretending he wasn't like seeing what was going on.
Just
not like
turn the other way.
Yeah. Not watching as in watching, but like watching as in like Jesus Christ. You're welcome for that. Great. Love that.
I don't have enough Fanta wine for this.
But I hate you. That was one thing I did like about the miniseries.
Yeah.
A lot they brought attention to was that everybody's so just fucked. Yeah. Just so corrupt and just so like
yeah, like
just trying to keep their noses down and pretend like everything is fine.
Yeah, like when they're talking about, how the adults like didn't give a shit because of it. Like Mike is talking about the history lesson he gave in class one time, and the teacher's like, "Oh, that's nice." Anyway, like he's bringing up a very clear pattern of violence and
every 30 years. Bullshit's going on.
Yeah,
shit's going down. Why?
And teacher's just like,
"All right, moving on. Let's go."
Yeah. Yeah.
That was something.
Of course, the Beverly story was far more disturbing because there's something actively going on in front of you and you're not doing anything. Yeah.
She was a little girl. I mean, I don't remember how old they said that they were in the miniseries, but they were little.
Yeah.
They were very little, in my opinion, very little. Yeah. No, because they're what, like preteens?
Yeah. Like I mostly go off the 2017 movie, but like it looked like they were like just leaving middle school in that one, and I don't think it's that far-fetched to say the same for this one. I don't know how old they are in the book.
They're like in 5th grade.
No shit.
I think.
Really?
I think.
Wow. I mean, that's like right before middle school, so yeah.
I think they were that little.
3 years.
Could you imagine? So the orgy scene. Could you imagine in 5th grade?
I don't want to imagine that.
That's just it makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Me in 5th grade wasn't thinking about shit like that.
Yeah.
I knew it happened, but like I wasn't thinking about. I also have never been put into like that kind of near-death experience, so like I don't know.
Let's make a blood pact. I don't want to make a blood pact. Okay, let's
not all die virgins.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't read that scene.
I think it was done after they'd won, but again, I haven't read the book.
They were stuck. From what I've heard, they were stuck in the sewers for like a while.
Yeah.
Even after, like, they were stuck in there for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if just trying to find their way out. Again, I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Mm-hmm.
The part yet.
Oh, God.
But, again, I'm really glad they avoided it in the miniseries. But we could drop the N-word, but we can't watch kids have sex. So, it's great.
No, I'll take that. I'll take that trade.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I'm very pleased that we got to make that trade.
If you have to choose one.
But I definitely... I like to rewatch the miniseries a lot.
It's a fun time, especially if you want to watch something you can make fun of.
Now, so like nowadays, but whenever we watched it when we were younger, I never remember being scared by that movie.
Yeah.
But I do remember people being scared by it.
Yeah, and again, it's all because of Tim Curry, and I think it's the like, I don't think it has anything to do with like the tone or the tension, none of that like good juicy horror stuff. It's just like the every now and then makeup effect with Tim Curry, like when he's in the shower, or when he's about to like rip off Georgie's arm, which we don't see.
No, but again, this was made for TV. So if
that's
any
an
of you,
excuse.
It is an excuse.
Yeah.
Because they can only do so much. But now we can show The Exorcist on fucking TV.
Yeah.
So like I don't.
Can't wait to
Now
cover that.
it's different than 1990.
Yeah.
Now it's different than then.
Yeah.
So what they're allowed to show is probably so far limited than what we can. So that kind of really weirds me out. Why the fuck would they even try to put it on TV? And why not just make it a full-fledged fucking movie? There has to be reasons behind that.
Oh, I mean,
that I don't know.
I don't know the exact like licensing rules or anything, but it's all just down to
because Stephen King
some studio
movies
bought
were
the rights
being made
first.
around then, so like Stand By Me and like.
But there were also successful Stephen King miniseries being made then too. Like my favorite miniseries of King isn't it's The Stand.
Yeah.
So like there was definitely it could have been a few things. One, why. You might not get that many ticket sales from people who don't want to sit in a 3-hour movie, so you've got more time to like explore. Instead of what we're doing nowadays, just doing covering one half of the story and then the other half,
which is fine.
Yeah, it works.
Like
hopefully
if you
it
need
works.
more time to completely explain to do a story justice, then by God, do it.
Yeah.
Because that book is so big.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that amount of time.
But ultimately, if I had to hazard a guess, it's just some studio got their hands on the rights first, and some exec just said, "Hey, make it a mini series." Oh, okay. Can I have some money for it?
No. That's funny. That's cute.
What can we show? Nothing.
That's so cute for you.
Have you read this book? You can't show a goddamn thing. But go out and make me a mini series.
Just pretend. It was rated TV PG.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The child murder, child orgy story.
This was definitely a very watered down version of.
Yeah. That's why they had the bikes. They really did have to round up that runtime.
Fuck. And that kind of makes me upset because Tim Curry could have been such an amazing, like he is an amazing It.
Yeah. Definitely.
But if you were given the right tools, you couldn't have had a really amazing movie.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, come on, you can only do so much with TV. I can't believe it's TV PG. That's the rating. That's crazy to me.
Back then, you could only do so much with TV. Nowadays, we've got American Horror Story. We've got Bates Motel.
Oh my god. You show it after a certain time and you do whatever the fuck you want to on TV. They fuck on American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Which I'm all in for.
Wow. Please don't do that. You're continuing to do it. Specifically after I requested you don't.
You're welcome.
But yeah, no, like, I'm the billionth person to say this is the golden age of television. But, you know, even ignoring that, I mean, it's just natural that...
Can you imagine this been a Netflix thing?
Then you would have a child orgy. I don't think we want that. You think Netflix wouldn't do the child orgy?
I think they would make them teenagers.
Probably, yeah. And then what's the point?
And then, yeah.
No, but, like, I think it's inevitable with censorship laws that they will just get softer and softer as time goes on.
Yeah.
Like, not only does the culture change, but, like, you always have people who want to push those boundaries and see how much they can get away with. And that also influences how the culture changes and how much we're willing to accept.
They have HBO.
I don't think it's really been made yet. But I don't know. Fact check me on that.
I don't know. Somebody has to.
The editor.
You should write a little note down there and be like, hey, you're an idiot. Here's what
yeah, no, but no.
So, your Screaming Peach rating. I'm gonna need to know what that is.
5.
Ooh.
5 out of 10. Screaming Peaches. It's not great.
It didn't age well. This movie did not age well.
Okay. Like, I just think it was like a really mediocre wine when it came out too. But, and it's the same mediocre wine, it's just older now.
If you'd have asked me before 2007.
Yeah.
2017. Shit. All my numbers are getting all mixed up.
Yeah.
If you'd have asked me before then, I love this movie. And whenever I heard that it was being remade, I was kind of very, very hesitant.
Yeah.
Like with most things. When you cherish something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing that we were talking about.
Don't touch my thing.
When we were talking about scary stories.
Yeah.
It was the same thing that you had. Like, you really loved those books, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before 2017, did you love the whole thing, or did you love it just because Tim Curry really made it? Because
I loved it because of Tim Curry.
Yeah, that's the way that I again, it's a fun, enjoyable thing to watch, especially if you really want to watch something that you can make fun of. But the big selling point is Tim Curry as Pennywise. So that's my thing. But what about your Screaming Peach rating?
So,
and how about you give us a before and after? Before 2017, after 2017.
Because now I've seen what could have been.
Yeah. I've seen a kid have his arm torn off.
Dude, and it was brutal, and I loved
Sitting
it.
in theaters. Oh shit, they did it.
Could you imagine? Okay, so imagine in a world if you would have gotten that
in 1990.
No, not that. If you would have, okay, so picture Tim Curry's It in that movie.
Oh. It would definitely be like a huge like discrepancy. Like it would be kind of a shocking things that don't match. Things that don't like it would work, but
it would work because I mean I think that'd make it almost even more unsettling.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah. Anyways, that'd just be a fun little thing.
Yeah.
So before 2017, we would have been a 7 out of 10. Now that I know what could have been. No. Now that I know what the other side looks like.
The potential.
The fact that this one didn't have to say the N-word. They didn't, right? In 2017?
No, they didn't. They actually found they made it less racial and more Mike is from the outskirts of town. He's an outsider.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, like the racial undertones are still there, but it's not as apparent.
I mean, that was like in the 50s too.
Yeah.
So, well, no, actually, in this is 1960.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah. with the time frame that it was in, yeah, you're gonna get that. Anyways, so 7 out of 10 before 2017.
Before 2017.
Now I'm pretty sure it's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
It just really makes me sad to say it.
Some movies don't age well.
No, they really don't.
You've been saying, yeah.
And I do. Fuck. I love this movie, but I love this movie for the wrong reasons.
You can love things and still admit, they don't work.
They're not well. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, Earth Girls Are Easy.
That was like Jim Curry's first movie role, wasn't it? What did I say? Jim Carrey.
It's the same kind of sauce.
Yeah. Kind of. And Jeff Goldblum is a sexy furry alien. We'll cover that sometime.
Oh hell yeah! I love that movie. Hello, my name is Shaniqua Tangerine. Oh no, my name is Damn it! Something tangerine, and my favorite color is clear. Damn it! It's from that movie.
Yeah, no, but final thoughts on the 90 miniseries?
It's a definite rewatch. I do love rewatching it. Yeah. It's a definite watch this when you're drunk.
Yeah.
It's very fun when you're intoxicated to watch that movie.
I'm glad I had a glass of wine with this.
Man, it is... Yeah. It's always a trip to go on when you're watching this movie because the acting is just...
It's hammy.
It's
definitely hammy.
It is. But I still love this. I still love the movie.
Yeah.
I'll always love the movie. I'll always love Tim Curry doing anything ever.
Of course.
And it's just choice.
Yeah. Watch it with friends. Watch it with something in your system.
It's always a good time.
Yeah. That's it.
I typically don't have a bad time when I'm watching a Stephen King, except for The Mist.
I love The Mist.
Which one?
Oh, the movie. I forgot there was a TV series.
Yeah.
But the movie. I love the movie. We'll cover that sometime.
You're really wrong. Anyways.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Oh, am I?
You are wrong. You are so wrong. I've never read that book either. I need to.
The novella. Here's It.
That's slutty.
And here's The Mist.
I think I own it, too. I just never read it.
Yeah.
Under the Dome. I've also never read that. Anyways, another topic for another time.
Yeah.
We'll just do an entire episode to talk about Stephen King. Because...
Anything else? Any last minute? Last minute?
Tim Curry, we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Watch it before you see the upcoming movie. I think
should.
Just to get that compare and contrast. It's a good time. It's not a great time.
I'm also having fun listening to the book.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend doing that.
Yeah. And
it was cheap on Audible. It was $15.
Yeah. I'd love to plug Audible, but they don't pay us for that yet.
They don't. But
please.
But they also have a bunch of other Stephen King. If you're not into... It's not that I'm not into reading, it's that I just don't have the time.
Yeah. Listening is... Yeah, you can do it. Yeah.
But I saw they have Christine on there, and they got Misery. They have Misery on there. Ooh, another time. Yeah. Fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hobble a motherfucker.
King. Yeah.
Oh, Kathy goddamn Bates. Anyways, thank you guys, and good night.
You can never just have a clean, getaway.
Thank you for listening to a Peaches and Scream podcast. My name is Ellie, and please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe.
Dick.